Alright you guys, you asked for it, so here it is, my Q&A video. Sorry I don't have any fancy YouTube intro made yet. I don't really know how to do anything on the computer really. And my laptop is an old MacBook Air. So my computer and video editing skills are nothing. But I don't really care, honestly. I just want to keep my channel super real and raw. And maybe later down the line when I have time to learn editing and stuff, I'll spruce up the videos a little more. But for right now, they're just going to be super plain, I don't know, a YouTube video from 2006 or something. But I hope you guys don't mind, and I'll try to work on my editing skills to make my videos a little bit more snazzy and stuff. And I promise I do own other shirts besides this sweater. I just realized that this is the one I filmed in my last video. I was wearing this. But it's so comfortable. I've honestly been wearing it every other day, especially because right now I'm home in Illinois at my parents' house for Christmas break. And during Christmas break, you do not want to put on real life clothes. You just want to be chill and comfortable. So the sweater and me have become best friends. Also, all these questions I wrote down on a steno pad because I use my phone as my camera. So I'm going to be old school checking off a list. So bear with me for that. And I promise, everyone keeps asking for a hair tutorial. I will do a hair tutorial as soon as I get back home to my apartment in New York City. Alright, let's get this started. Where are you from? I'm from a small town in central Illinois called Morton. And if you didn't know this, it's the pumpkin capital of the world, which means we grow and produce and can more pumpkins than anywhere else. Which also means it smells like rotting pumpkins half the time. But I love growing up here and I wouldn't change it for the world. I had an amazing childhood. It's the kind of town where everyone knows each other. It gave me a good sense of community, and I was just running wild through the cornfields my whole childhood. And what were you like in high school? Okay, in high school I was really dorky and a little obnoxious. And I had 4 good friends, but that was about it. And to this day they're still my best friends. So I love that I still am close to the people that I grew up with. But yeah, in high school I never had a boyfriend. Most of my romantic experience in high school was me daydreaming about a boy I had a crush on and listening to sad Taylor Swift songs and thinking about him. And occasionally riding my bike by his house. But that kind of seems a little stalkery now that I think about it. Do I have a boyfriend now? Yes, I have a boyfriend now, who I actually did know in high school, but I was just friends with. And we were friends for a bunch of years before we ever had any romantic aspect to our friendship. But now we've been dating for 3 years and I couldn't imagine my life with anyone else. And I really think that's a key to a good relationship, is to build it on a friendship first, because then you really get to know the person and be yourself with the person without any romantic implications at all. And it's just the best. Have you ever colored your hair? I have not ever colored my hair. I've never highlighted it or done anything. The only thing, I used to put sun in my hair when I was really little, but that's actually super bad for your hair. But I haven't done that since I was 11 probably. I did get a perm though, in I think it was 11th grade. I have naturally pin straight hair, really flat. It's curly now, but this is not my natural hair. And I always wanted wavy hair. I just wanted to wake up and have beautiful mermaid wavy hair. So I got what they call a mermaid perm. And basically, at the time, I liked it, but looking back, it looked like I had ramen noodle hair. And I don't think I would get a perm again. Zodiac sign. I am a Capricorn, through and through. I'm really hardworking and driven and stubborn and a little bossy at times, but I think you gotta be a little bossy to get ahead in life, especially if you're a woman, because I feel constantly you're supposed to be meek and submissive and all this stuff. That's a bunch of bullshit, honestly. But yeah, you should be a little bossy, but in a nice way. What do you eat? I'm gonna do a full what I eat in a day video later when I get back home, but for now I'll just give you guys a basic gist of it. I'm a pescatarian, which means I don't eat any meat besides fish, and the reason for that was totally just a connection I had to farm animals when I went to a farm this summer. And ever since I went to that farm and saw the cows and pigs, I really just couldn't eat meat anymore. And honestly, I don't even miss it. I was never a big meat eater before. I never really liked the texture. So for me, giving up meat has been super easy and I'll never look back. I do eat a ton of carbs though. I'm like the carb queen. My diet is a lot of rice and potatoes and fruit. I try to get some vegetables in there, but I'm not a big vegetable person. I do like broccoli though. Broccoli's really good. I'm a big sweet tooth person, so my diet is a lot of sweets, whether it's like healthy sweets like fruit or chocolate, and I definitely have ice cream every day. I'm not even kidding. At the end of the day, I cannot like unwind unless I have like a little bit of ice cream. How do you stay so skinny? Well, a lot of it has to do with genetics. My dad is really tall and lanky, and I take after him. Growing up, I was always one of the tallest kids in my class, always really skinny. The only time I wasn't, and the only time I was a little curvy, was when, if you look at my other video, I talk about how I was on Lexapro for my anxiety. That caused me to gain weight and be curvy, but now that I have gone off it, I'm back to my natural petite frame. What is your workout routine? For working out, I do Pilates on a reformer machine 3 to 4 times a week. It's the best workout. It totally gives you long, lean, toned muscle, and there's no cardio, which is my favorite part because I will avoid cardio at all costs. Just not for me. I just become a sweaty, disgusting mess. Yeah, but then if I'm traveling or I don't have a studio that has a reformer near me, I'll do Pilates moves just on the floor. They're super easy. I even have a video, I think, of like doing ab workouts that I posted a while back. You can check it out. Most famous model you've ever worked with? Well, the first job I ever booked was for Vogue Italia, shot by Vincent Peters, which that alone was like mind-blowing because he's one of my favorite photographers who shot Adriana Lima, who I've looked up to since I was a little girl. And in the editorial with me was Elsa Hosk, who's a Victoria's Secret angel. And it was literally the first thing I ever booked. It was about a month after I first signed with my agency. I booked this job for Vogue Italia for this editorial. And I still get chills, like thinking, like, what? I was in Vogue Italia? Like, I can't believe it. And when it came out, I remember I went to this store in New York that sells like international magazines. And my dad told me to buy 50 copies because he wanted to give them out to like all my extended family and then just keep like a bunch for him and my mom too. If you come over to my house, you'll see there's like this shrine to me basically that my parents made. It's really creepy kind of like all my editorials and posters. If you weren't a model, what would you be? Well, I really love writing, so I think that it would have to be something in that field, whether it's journalism or just becoming a writer like an author, or translating that into becoming like an English teacher, because I had some of the best English teachers growing up and I just really feel like they shaped me into who I am. That sounds really cheesy, but like to be that for someone else would be just like amazing. What was your first kiss? Okay, my first kiss was super awkward. It was at a carnival my hometown has. It's called the Pumpkin Festival. It's every year we have like pumpkin themed everything, like ice cream, pancakes, chili, and then rides and carnival games. But I was walking down the street next to him and then I just leaned over and kissed him. Like I just went for it. So I don't know, like it's so awkward looking back on it, but at the time I was like, yeah, go me. I had, the cojones to do that. What TV shows do you like? I love, okay, I'm just going to list them all for you guys because I could talk about each one for hours. Well, first of all, I love the X-Files. I'm a huge X-Files nerd. I have like the I'm What to Believe poster in my room. I love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, The Office, Parks and Rec, Arrested Development, Community, Ally McBeal, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Hannah Montana, SpongeBob, The Simpsons, Ugly Betty, Medium. The list just goes on and on. Like, I really like to watch TV. What movies do you like? I love chick flicks, and I'm not going to apologize for that, and that does not, determine anything about my intelligence. I think people always assume if you're a girl who likes chick flicks, you're basic or you're not deep or whatever. But that's not true. You can like chick flicks and be a complex person. So, I like chick flicks. Like Legally Blonde, Aquamarine, and Josie and the Pussycats. Those are like my go-to. The Josie and the Pussycats soundtrack, by the way, is total fire. I also love Donnie Darko, Zodiac, Clueless. Can't forget Clueless. All-time favorite, probably. Seen it thousands of times. Favorite accomplishment as a model? I'd have to go with the first campaign I ever booked, which was a campaign for a Guess, and when it came out, they had my posters in the store, but my family, we live in Morton, which is 3 hours away from the closest Guess store in Chicago. So when this campaign came out, my parents drove all the way to Chicago to the Michigan Avenue store just to take pictures of my posters, like in the storefront. And then they were just so excited and proud of me, and it just was like the best feeling ever, and like the weirdest feeling ever when I went to the store in New York on 5th Avenue and I saw like a 50-foot poster of myself, and it just kind of hit me that like, this is real. Do you have a pet? Well, at my parents' house here in Illinois, they have 2 dogs and 5 cats because we really like animals, my whole family. And my mom rescued a litter of kittens, and they were supposed to like go to different homes, you know. But while we were taking care of them before they were old enough to go to homes, we got so attached that we ended up just adopting them all. And we also have 2 German Shepherds. But I don't get to see them very often because I live in New York and I'm only home like 2 times a year. But in New York, I have a cat named Cooper. He's 4 years old, I want to say. I adopted him last February with my boyfriend, and he's just like the sweetest cat in the world. I'm a huge advocate for adopting animals in shelters rather than like buying one, because if you go to the shelter, there's so many sweet animals who would just like love to be in a home. Are you ever nervous when modeling? Surprisingly, no. Like, maybe I'll be like a little nervous before the shoot starts, like when I'm in hair and makeup, especially if it's for like a job I've wanted for a long time. But once I step in front of that camera, like everything else in my life kind of fades away. I'm only focusing on creating a beautiful image or an image that works for the photographer. And so for me, it's just like a way to be creative, so I really enjoy it. How tall are you? I am 5'10", which now I've kind of learned to embrace my height, but it definitely sucked in high school when I'm like feeling like a giant next to all my cute little short friends in pictures and stuff. And I always felt like embarrassed of my height because I felt like boys wouldn't like me because I was too tall. And I'd wear like the shortest shoes possible, like these moccasin slippers basically, every day to school because I thought that anything that gave me like a little lift would make me even more tall, and I couldn't stand the thought of that. I remember Googling one time in like 11th grade how to shrink yourself or how to make yourself smaller. And looking back, I wish I would have known like feminism back then, because I would have been like, girl, you do not need to shrink yourself to be appealing to men. You don't need to do anything to be appealing to men. It's like, there's more to life than trying to be appealing to guys. What is your eyebrow care routine? Well, my eyebrows I got from my mom, so they're kind of like a little hairy. I don't know if that's the right word for them. Thick, I guess. So I don't really do anything to them. I've never had them threaded or filled or waxed or anything. The only thing I do is just I use this Maybelline Brow Drama. It's like mascara just to like make them darker, because they're dark, but you know, it's always nice to have a little pop of color on them. Favorite type of music? Well, if you didn't know this, I am like obsessed with Stevie Nicks. She's my favorite singer. I love the raspiness of her voice. If you look up the 1976 performance of Rhiannon, you'll be blown away and you'll become a fan instantly, because the intensity of her performances are just amazing. She's an incredible songwriter, a poet. Everything about her I'm obsessed with. Her fashion sense. I love Stevie Nicks, basically. And so that's my favorite singer. I know every song she has off of every album, and I've seen like every performance of her. Love Stevie Nicks. So I also love Fleetwood Mac then, which is the band she was in, or is in now, still. So I love Fleetwood Mac, Stevie, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I love Donna Summers. I really like disco music. I like Simple Plan and kind of like pop punk from the early 2000s. Weezer, Third Eye Blind. I'm kind of all over the place with music. The Weeknd, Hannah Montana. You know, I still jam out to the Hannah Montana Season 2 soundtrack on the regular. In junior high, I went to a football game dressed up as Hannah Montana. And I brought this little autograph book, and I was signing autographs as Hannah Montana, handing them out to people. And then I was like singing behind the bleachers or something. It's really embarrassing now. And it got so much to the point where people from my school would call me Hannah Montana for years after it happened. I don't think I'm ever going to live that down. What is your go-to outfit? I just dropped my pen. Okay, my go-to outfit is usually like yoga pants from Victoria's Secret and just like an oversized shirt or sweatshirt if I'm not doing anything. But if I'm going out, it's definitely like black jeans, a black fitted shirt, and some boots. I live in New York, and the pretty much standard uniform of New Yorkers is black on black on black, and the standard look for models is usually all black because it is a really flattering color and it just looks like cool and laid back. I've really adapted it into my fashion sense, so everything I own is pretty much black or gray or some kind of neutral color. Do you believe in God? That's not a heavy question. Yeah, I definitely believe in God. I definitely feel like God has a plan for my life, and I pray when I'm scared or when I'm nervous, and I feel God the most when like I look up at the sky and like see a beautiful sunset. I really like connect with God and nature, I feel like. This kind of sounds like a little hippy dippy, but that's like for me, that's how I like see and feel God. Who is your celebrity crush? For the dudes, I love Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny. I think he's super cute. I love his beard. He's just really funny. And I like Seth Rogen too. I just really have always liked like teddy bear like guys. Like guys you can just like cuddle with and who are funny. That's like my type to a T. Andy from Parks and Rec, definitely like 100% my type of dude. So that's not really like a celebrity though, that's like a character. And then for girls, I love Angelina Jolie. I will watch any movie she's in because I think she's not only an amazing actress, not only is her face beautifully perfect, I think she's an amazing person. She does so much humanitarian work, and I really just love and look up to Angelina Jolie. Who is your fashion inspiration? That's fashion inspiration. Like someone whose style I like? That's what I'm going to say. Okay, first of all is Cher. Cher in the 70s is like my girl. Every outfit she has, I want to like rock, but they're kind of like stuff you wouldn't just, roll up to Walmart in. But yeah, I love Cher. Definitely Cher. And I also love Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. I think she has an amazing sense of style, and every outfit that I see her in looks so great. I want to copy it all the time, but I love her sense of style too. What do you do when you're feeling down? Well, when I'm sad, I like to put on some loud music, preferably disco. There's a song by Earth, Wind, and Fire called September. You guys know it's like, do you remember the 21st night of September? I can't sing it right now because I have a cold, but it puts me in a good mood. What can I say? Or I'll take a really long hot shower. Showers are so therapeutic. Like when I take a shower, I just feel like a new person, and it just kind of helps me like restart, regroup, and just like feel better. Or I'll do cardio. I usually hate doing cardio, as I've said like way too many times in this video. But if I'm like mad or angry, I will just either go boxing or go for a run, and the endorphins that get let out just help all the stress kind of just like melt away. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Well, I really hope that my career as a model takes off, and it's something I can do for a long time. I think I'd love to write a book about my experiences in modeling. I don't know, I'm not really someone who thinks that far ahead. Like, I'm still trying to think about what I'm going to do tomorrow, so I'm just going to see where life takes me and try my hardest and kind of just go with the flow. I'm like exhausted from talking. How do YouTubers do this, man? Jeez. So I think I'm going to like stop this video now because my throat is like killing from talking so much and it feels like a little rambly right now. Maybe I'll do like a part 2 video sometime again and answer more of your questions. I leave for New York soon, so I'll get home and do the hair care routine and what I eat in a day and all the like cool typical YouTube standard videos or whatever. Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for subscribing and interacting with me and supporting me, and every nice comment, I read them all, or I try to read them all, and it really just, you guys make me feel happy and feel good, and I'm gonna do my best to get some good videos out there for you because I really appreciate you all. And I hope you're having a good new year, and yeah, just thanks for watching, I guess, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! Okay guys, I just started to edit this video and I realized there's an annoying buzzing sound in the background. That's because the light for this video, it's so janky, but I'm using my sister's makeup mirror for the light and it makes this really weird buzzy noise because it's from like the 90s. I think my mom got it at a garage sale. So I just want to say I'm sorry for the weird buzzing noise. I hope that didn't ruin the video because it literally took like a half an hour to make and I don't feel like doing it over again. So bye for real this time.